book friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Allie, and it's already that time again. Time for a Moody TBR. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to read going into April, so I decided to kind of put a jumble of things together. If you saw one of my I think it was in the last 2 weeks, one of my vlogs, I talked about what I was planning on doing with my TBRs from here on out. If you missed that one, I will go ahead and explain it now. I'm going to have 4 or 5 dedicated books for the month that I am for sure going to get through. And then I'm just going to have a bunch of random stuff that I'm going to try to pair with whatever I am reading for the week. And I will have dedicated reading vlogs for the books that I'm for sure reading during the month. And then I will also do dedicated reviews on any books that I do finish during my vlogs. So you can definitely see a lot more bookish content and talking about all the things that I read. So let's talk about the Moody TBR for April. First off, I am filming this in March. I am not yet to April, so there are a few books that I'm still reading that I am probably going to finish before March is over, but just in case I don't, I want to go ahead and include those here. I'm just going to briefly show them to you. First, I have The Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare. This is the 3rd book in the Girl Meets Duke series. I just finished the first 2, and I went ahead and bought the 3rd one because I love them so much. I needed to go ahead and read the 3rd one immediately. The next book, which I was hoping to finish before March is over, I should have it finished before March is over. That's my goal. But that's The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I just finished The Well of Ascension in one of my reading vlogs, and this one is top of my priorities list for this last little chunk of March. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I took my dust jacket off because I've been carrying the book around and I didn't want to damage my dust jacket. I am only like 30 to 40 pages into this book, so I know I'm not going to finish this before March is up. This is going to carry into April for sure. And lastly, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires, and this is by, I believe, Grady Hendrix? I think that's the name. All I have is Hendrix on the side here. I also took this dust jacket off because, 1, I think that this book is really pretty. I love this green, and this stamp on the front is super neat. And 2, I don't want to damage my dust jacket. But I am 49 pages, 43 pages into this. I'm not going to finish this before March is over because my main goal is The Hero of Ages. So I'm going to go ahead and include this because it will be like the first little chunk of April that I'm finishing this. Those are the books that are going to carry into April, most likely. A couple of those may not. We'll have to see. I'm not really sure how fast I will read those 4 books. So some of those will be in April, and a couple of those will probably end up being in March. Okay, next up, I want to tell you guys the main books that I'm reading for sure in April, and then I want to show you guys some books that I'm hoping to kind of pair up with those. Since I'm doing reading vlogs, I thought it would be cool to kind of have a theme for my vlogs. So this is what I've got planned. These are in no particular order. These are just the books I'm planning to read. I don't know if it'll be, you know, like this one, then this one, then this one, or if I'll mix it up. We'll just have to wait and see. But the first for sure book will be The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I've been trying to get to this one for a little while now, so I'm dedicating a week to this book only because I'm so excited to read it. I love these covers too. They're so pretty. I'm really excited for this one. Now I want to show you a couple books that I'm hoping to pair with this during the reading vlog. First is Piranesi by Susanna Clark. This one's super short and Greek mythology, I believe. So I've been really excited to read this. I would like to try to read it in the same week that I'm reading The City of Brass. Also, I'm super excited to read this next book, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Pinner. I was really excited to see this one included with Book of the Month, and I'm really hoping that I'll read Piranesi very quickly and I'll be able to read this one along with The City of Brass. Okay, my next for sure book is going to be The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've actually read a couple pages, or actually I think it was a couple chapters because the chapters are really short in this. And I absolutely love this writing, so I really wanted to make this one a priority for the month of April. Also, I'm just feeling like reading some like mysteries, and I'm hoping to pair with that one The Lion's Den by Catherine St. John. As you can see, I do have a bookmark in this. I also have started this one. I'm only a few pages into it. I am in the mood for some thrillers, mysteries, and such, and I was thinking pairing a thriller with a mystery might be fun. Whatever week I decide to do the Inheritance games, I will do this one, because this one is also almost 400 pages, and that one's long, so I'm not going to try to fit any more in that week unless I'm just feeling it. My next main book is going to be Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I think you guys know. If you don't know, now you know. I've been planning to read this one for a little while, and I haven't been able to make time for it, so I am dedicating a week to reading this one because I'm really excited for it, and Riley Sager's new book comes out this year, so I want to make sure that I read all of his books before that one comes out. To go along with a good thriller, I was planning on reading 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. This book sounds really awesome. It is a murder mystery, and it is, I believe, like a murder mystery. The killer is basically recreating like Agatha Christie mysteries and murders. Not mysteries, murders. Agatha Christie murders. And murders that came from other books. And so the detective's trying to figure out who the murderer is that's trying to make these perfect murder victims. It sounds really good, and I'm very excited to read it. I might actually pair something else with these two because this one's not too long. It's only 240 pages, and this one's not too long. So I'll probably find something else whenever I read these two. Okay, and my last, for sure dedicated book is going to be Undercover Bromance by Lysa K. Adams. I believe that's how you say it. So far, I really loved the first book. I'm really excited to read this second book. I hear a lot of mixed reviews on it. I hear some people really like it and some people are like meh about it. So I'm really excited to read it because I love these characters and I think that it'll be fun to see a different perspective with characters from the first book. To go along with that, I'm going to stick to the romance theme for that week. How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. I saw this one in the bookstore and I thought the cover was really cool, and it's like about a teacher who decides to go out of her comfort zone and try to date somebody at a bar, and I think romance ensues. I've seen reviews that people really love this book, so I'm really excited to read this one. And paired with those two, I would like to read The Heiress Gets a Duke by Harper St. George. I took the cover off of this one because I had started it and I didn't want to damage it. But this one's super short. It's only like 200 and something pages. So I figured that I would be able to pair this one with those two. And I'm really excited to have a week of just romance because I have really been into romance books lately. Not even gonna lie. So those are the books that I'm going to read through the month of April. I've got other stuff also so that I can kind of pick up other things whenever I'm feeling it, or if I finish something very quickly, I might want to pick up another book. One book that I would really like to try to read in April, if I end up having time, is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. This book was a Book of the Month book, and I thought that it sounded really great, and so I'm hoping to try to get to this at some point. I've also, of course, got everything on my TBR card, and The Hunting Party was one that I was thinking about trying to read whenever I read Lock Every Door, because it's not too long, and if I have enough time, then I'd like to add another book to that week, and so I might try to do that one. It just kind of depends on how time goes, because sometimes I am able to read just a whole lot, and sometimes I can barely read it all, so I'll just kind of have to gauge how things are going, and pick and choose books kind of as my mood changes. And in an interesting turn of events, my husband has started reading Skyward a lot quicker, and so he's actually, I think, like 8 chapters into it, and I'm only on chapter 2, so I need to catch up with him. I will be randomly reading Skyward throughout the month. I just got the audiobook for it. I actually purchased the audiobook, so I'm going to be listening to it. I should be able to make better progress now. I may have said that last month. I'm not even sure. I know I said I was going to purchase it, but I did purchase it. And so I'm letting him listen to it right now, and I've just kind of been reading chapters here and there. So I'm hoping to make some time for this month too, and I think that we might both actually finish it in April, which would be awesome because he's getting into it and getting excited about it, and I'm really wanting to jump in with him so that we can talk about it. Alright guys, so these are the books that I'm planning to read for sure in the month of April. I'll have dedicated reading vlogs for all of these books, so you can definitely be expecting some reviews over these books if you're interested in any of them. I'll be happy to talk to you about them. And these are the books that I plan to pair with the other books throughout the month. It may not go exactly the way that I laid it out, but I really want to read these books also, and I'm just gonna kind of bounce around because it's just like that sometimes. I am very moody lately about what I read. I might be in the mood for romance and then all of a sudden be in the mood for a thriller. I never know. I never know how my mood is going to shift. So I just kind of ride it out and let it happen as I feel it. So hopefully these are going to be books that I pair with those other books. That's my goal at least. And then I have, other books, as you can see. Plenty of other books if I need to change anything up. But as for right now, you can expect to see the books that I just showed you. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.